But when we own our story, we can write a brave new ending. And that's what working with these figures, it's a way of owning our story by helping us to understand how to write these stories ourselves. We say we want to own our story, write our story, but where do we turn if we don't have the icons, we don't have the story, the knowledge? Well, one reason we might want to work with these mothers, and think something they've done for me, they teach us how to tell our whole story, to really own our experience, to come into our wholeness and find peace in ourselves. And they carve out a space for a more holistic expression of the feminine in general in culture. They support a much needed ideology that is confrontational to patriarchal systems, which thrives on repressed feminine, on these things not showing up. This throws everything out of order in a way that is ultimately corrective, because that is the great term I usually work with, feral feminine. I'm not going into that here, but that's the energy of the feral feminine archetype. That's something that's my work. They teach us how to connect to our own dark, terrifying sides, work with the loss that's inherent in motherhood, and they light the path towards living in the total acceptance of ourselves. The last thing I'll say is just that these terrifying maternal figures are individually and collectively healing. And here's a couple more practical things. Learning their stories helps us to integrate our different parts. What I've found in my work and my clients and groups that I work with is it helps to normalize. It helps people to actually work with postpartum depression, postpartum anxiety, postpartum psychosis, just by working with these figures and by learning about how underworld in many cultures, and particularly in Mesoamerican, the underworld is a part, those dark feelings, that's a part of motherhood. And when you can actually understand how it all makes you a good mother when it comes together, that's what the good mother is, that's what the whole mother is the whole package. And the trick is really unifying it rather than erasing part of it. That's healing.